And SCARF is an acronym, and it stands for status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, although I'd say something like reciprocation or something. Relatedness is his R, and then F is fairness. Mm-hmm. So fundamentally, one thing every business has to be alert to is, okay, you might be optimizing for economic, short-term economic value, but if you're doing that at the expense of status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness, the Oasis tickets thing is really interesting. The one thing I don't get, the one thing I think was wrong there that really violated fairness was the jump from, was it 135 to 315? Mm. Now, to me, it's a bit weird they didn't have an intermediate jump around about the 200 and something pound mark. Because that's the difference between an oh shit and what the fuck. Exactly. Okay, right? Okay, 100 and whatever it is, 135 to 240 is, oh, shit, right? 315 is, well, here was I planning to go, and now I can't.
I'm not, yeah, exactly.
There was a bit of, now, I mean, it's really, okay, the arguments about price discrimination, the arguments about differential pricing, yield management pricing, EasyJet pricing, whatever you call it. Oh, God, it's a kind of really interesting discussion area. Broadly speaking, I'm in favour of price discrimination because generally it's overall value maximising. So if you take an example of really clever price discrimination, it's the McDonald's wrap of the day. Okay, so you go into Mucky D's. I actually know someone who is in the room or when they came up with that idea, and it is apparently very, very successful. The basic deal is 3 times, what do they have? They have 5 wraps of the day, or is it 4? But they cycle, don't they, according to the day of the week. And basically, the deal is that if you want the wrap that is in your preferred flavour, well, 4 times out of 5 you pay £1 extra for it. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to save £1, you sacrifice specificity of flavour and you save £1 and you get the wrap that they've probably pre-made in advance because they make more of them. It's kind of like a win-win, okay? In other words, the people who are more concerned about flavour than price pay for the flavour. The people who are more concerned about price than flavour, it's the other way around. Mm. If you look at that, the guy who's an expert on this, who, by the way, is quite a left-wing economist in some respects, called Robert H. Frank, is a very, very big fan of price discrimination because he thinks it actually delivers, the most value for most people. If you think about cars, when more cash-constrained people buy a car, they're paying for transportation. When richer people are paying for a car, they're paying for status to a degree, or what I call L'Orealism, which is because I'm worth it. And not all status is about showing off to other people. A lot of status is about showing off to yourself. Okay, there's a certain thing we do which is not really because we're showing off to other people. It's kind of reinforcement of our own identity and self-worth by spending a bit more on things, even if nobody else notices. That's the sort of Versace underpants school of. Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you want the funniest story? I absolutely love this. Talk about underpants. It kills me. Okay. Which is one of the strangest problems of the rich. Okay. It's just Calvin Klein's daughter complained at one point about the disadvantages of being Calvin Klein's daughter with a complaint that I have to admit would never have occurred to me, which is that when you're Calvin Klein's daughter, just at a high point in sexual excitement, when you're getting romantic with a man, you're confronted with your dad's own name in inch-high letters. No, the rest of us have never had to put up with that. I always thought that was a brilliant observation.
Yeah, Mark
Sorry.
Frimston.
Exactly. Whoa, I don't but